So, David Bowie, he was very much a popular, legendary, iconic, influential musician. Granted, he still is. Just because he's passed away doesn't mean he's not still those things. He still has his accolades about him and everything like that, so we don't want to take away any sort of recognition this man deserves. Regardless, though, there's many ways to measure his success. You could look at his album sales, ticket sales, merch sales, whatever you feel is like a line of success. Me personally today, I'm going to be taking a look at his streaming numbers because it's 2025. Streaming is everything. As jarring as it is, I'm suddenly on this side of the screen to show you this website. It's kworb.net, KWORB.net. I discovered this and it shows you pretty much, not all artists, but like there's a gigantic thousands of artists list on here. It shows you all of their top songs on Spotify. I thought about this while I was on Spotify and I was listening to just some David Bowie, and it shows you like the top 5 or 10 tracks. And, you know, I was thinking to myself, like, it would be fun to rank the so-called top stream songs. Now, I could have just chosen 10. I did go with 16 because this was originally going to be a bracket style video, but I don't know, ranking is more of a me thing to do anyway. So what I did is I came on the site and found this entire list of David Bowie's most streamed songs and how many they got. And if you go right to the bottom, you'll see his entire discography is here, and the song Fly has the least amount. How shameful. But if we scroll back up, we can see the top 16 right here. Boom. That's what I'm going to go for, but I'm going to make a quick note that Let's Dance is on here twice at number 7 and number 12. I'm scrapping the number 12 spot because I don't need to rank songs twice, the same song twice, I should say. So it's going to be replaced by Golden Years, which sits at number 17. So I have the playlist next to me here on Spotify. I made this myself, and I took all 16 songs. I'm going to listen to each and every single one of them. I'm going to put you through a quick montage so you don't have to listen to them all with me, although I do encourage you to listen to them on your own anyway. And then I'm going to rank them. Spotify clearly has its own order and how popular the song is, but I have my own, and we're going to find that out because apparently I'm special. Without further ado, let the montage of listening begin, and then we'll meet back on the tier ranking list.
Could leave until his ego. I left him. To catch breakfast light at his glowing eyes. Wanna come down right now. Come fill up the baby. Oh, sweet. Go.
Alright, we made it to the end of this David Bowie playlist of the top Spotify songs that he's done. And now that that's over, here is the ranking screen, just the tier maker website. What else? I'm not going to use Photoshop for this. I don't have that kind of time. But I know that I have to censor the ads on the top and the bottom. I'm sorry, ad blocker wasn't allowed on this site. I tried. Anyway, more importantly, we have to figure out now where the hell I'm putting all these songs. Well, because again, the exact order I played them in was the most streamed to the least streamed. So, I mean, I have to determine whether or not I agree with this list. Does my order look any different with these 16 songs? Let's find out right now. I don't want to waste too much time. The very first song that we actually have is Under Pressure by David Bowie and Queen, which is funny because it's the most streamed David Bowie song, but it's not technically a David Bowie song. It's a Queen song. It's from Queen's album Hot Space. But I mean, it does feature David Bowie, so I guess it counts and everything like that. I mean, obviously it's very fun and catchy, but I don't know, it starts to feel like a bit much, as like Freddie and David are just constantly fighting for like ego position, and they're just constantly trying to outdo each other, which makes for a lot of fantastic moments, but I don't know, it becomes a little too much, but it's still a well-crafted, well-written song, of course it is. I personally have given this one a B tier. I put it specifically around like the B minus, so you'll see it move down a little bit as we go. So next up we actually have the song Starman from the Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars album. This is just a wonderfully crafted song, obviously. I mean, it has its beautiful highs and lows to it, and a very fantastic sing-along chorus. Both the Starman refrain and the la 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 portion towards the end as well. I really like this. This one's just a really wonderful, kind of warm feeling track. I really do enjoy this one. From an amazing album too, obviously. This is an A tier song for sure. So if you want to know what's gonna hit S tier, will it be the next one? Will it be Heroes? It actually might have to be Heroes. Because it's such a grand feeling song. As a matter of fact, I already spoiled it. There you go. It's an S tier song. Heroes is S tier for sure. Cause it's such a grand feeling song. Bowie puts so much into it, and it's also a long song too, but you never really tired of it at all. The instrumentation and the progressions are just beautiful, and it makes me feel, again, just so very warm and nice to listen to this one. This one actually makes me happy to listen to. It sounds triumphant. Maybe I can be a hero, I don't know, but regardless, this song is heroic. It's S tier for sure. So next we moved on to the title track, or I guess the title track of David Bowie's Space Odyssey, because people call it a self-titled album, they call it Space Oddity, I don't know. Regardless, Space Oddity is the song, and I mean, like, this one has excellent storytelling. You could literally say that about any Bowie song, but I mean, there's something about this one that just works so much more, and it's just so visual that you can just see everything that's happening with each lyric, so I think that's fantastic. Absolutely iconic in like every single way, and some like really excellent sonic soundscapes all over the track too. It feels like an instant staple at like any karaoke night. Now again, that could be like any Bowie song, but for some reason this one I think stands out just a little more because I think there's a little more charisma that goes into this one. I really like Space Odyssey enough that I actually put it above Starman. It's just a wonderful song. Of course it is. Very iconic track. So now next up on the list we have Rebel from Diamond Dogs, which actually happens to be one of my favorite David Bowie albums of all time. It's up there. It's definitely one of my favorites for sure. The iconic guitar riff in this song, I'm pretty sure most people will know, and it's very easy to learn if you like take the time to do it. But like, it's just something about the entire song altogether. Like, I don't necessarily hate Rebel, but it's just so repetitive in a very tiresome way. I mean, it's fun for a bit, but I actually kind of tire of this one pretty easily, which is unfortunate because, again, there is fun to it and I can see why people like it, but me personally, like, I don't know, I get tired of it too easily, and I'm just never that excited to hear it, to be 100% honest. So with that said, D+. Again, I don't dislike the song. I don't dislike any song on this list. Let me make that perfectly clear. But if I'm making a list that's going to have like a little bit of excitement to it, definitely going to have to put Rebel in D+, just because, I don't know, I'm kind of done hearing that one. So Life on Mars is next from the Hunky Dory album, of course. This one has excellent building in it, which I think is a lot of fun because you get those quieter verses that build into like the more grand feeling choruses and everything like that. And I guess it makes sense that it feels cinematic too, given the lyrical content if you kind of follow along with the song. It's really great stuff. I really like this song for sure. Not quite A tier though. It does hit some peaks, but just not enough to really truly pull me in. But with that said, I would be more than happy putting this one in the B+ tier. Above Under Pressure for sure though. So then we move to the Let's Dance album with the title track, Let's Dance. Super fun, dancey song, of course, just fantastic all over the place. You got like that synth bass, and then those echo guitars. There's very fantastic textures to have in the track. I really like it. It's kind of nice that the pre-choruses get like a little smoother too, and then kind of jumps in. It gives you a little more to just take in and enjoy about the track. So the thing is, I like this song, very much so. It's going to be B tier. And funny enough, it's actually going to go below Life on Mars though. I don't know, Life on Mars still does a little more for me, even though Let's Dance is very fun. My own personal take on it, I guess. We're going back to Ziggy Stardust again. Moon Age Daydream is the next song. Before getting into Bowie, I didn't even know this was a popular song. I wasn't even really certain what it was, and I've been into Bowie for quite some time now. But yeah, before, like, Ziggy Stardust, which is coming up on this list, was the big one off of this one. I think I might have heard It Ain't Easy, and I really like that one too. But yeah, Moon Age Daydream, when I discovered this one, this was like game-changing for sure. The back and forth textures, the sounds, the emotions in this one, they've always stood out to me, and I've always really just loved coming back to this one. And we have excellent chord and melodic progressions all over this thing, fantastic vocal delivery. And I mean, like, even really charming moments with those woodwinds as well, I think makes the song like super, super fun. I've always thought this was a top tier song, so with that said, not only does it go S tier, it's going above Heroes. I like this song better than Heroes. Heroes is fantastic, but Moon Age Daydream, I think, is likely one of my favorite David Bowie songs, period. There are some other ones I'd put in S tier, but they're just not on this particular list, unfortunately. Going back to Hunky Dory as well now, we go with the song Changes. Now, to be completely honest, this one doesn't really hold as strongly for me, even though I like a lot of the vocal and like piano work in this one. It's not one I always find myself coming back to unless like it's on a radio or some playlist or something like that. I would never ask to change the song or turn it off if it came on. There's just not a lot in this one that really gets to me, I guess, that really kind of connects me. So with that said, it's not quite as like, please, I don't want to listen to this one again like Rebel Rebel is, but it is a C- tier to me. That's probably gonna hurt some feelings. Another very fun, incredibly dancey number, Modern Love, is the next one on this list. Super catchy and bouncy, obviously, of course. I've never really been hot on this song though. Like, I won't take away anything from its like upbeat energy or anything, but there's just, I don't know. I've never been fully able to just get into this song, even though it should be really easy to. It's, again, very just fun, catchy, bouncy. Like, there's so much life in this song. Me personally, just, it never fully like connected with me. Maybe I'm just in a different mood type deal. I don't know. So with that, I'm actually going to put it in C tier, but it'll be above Changes for sure. Like, it is still... There you go. Wait, no. Oh, Changes was fighting there for a minute. It's still a very fun song, I promise. Like, I still really like it. And as I said before, I like every song on this list, realistically. So, I'm just going through preferences, that's all. Moving on to the big one now, the title track. I guess partial title track to Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars album, Ziggy Stardust. Super, super iconic track, been covered a million times. As a matter of fact, shout out to Bauhaus, the shirt I'm wearing right now, and Peter Murphy behind me over here. They did an excellent cover of this song. It's pretty much note for note, but they did a really good job on it, I will say that. So just super popular Bowie song, of course. And like the hard and soft mixes of sound in this track is like really great at giving like a little bit of everything. So that's always good to have. And of course, I mean, we have like incredibly iconic guitar riffs in this one, and just the vocals and the melodies and everything like that. I do like this song, but here's the thing. This is where it's going to get a little sacrilegious. It is, to me, maybe it's because of all the repetition I've gone through in my life with this song. Maybe it's the millions of versions I've heard of this song. I don't know. B tier, but top of the B tier for sure. Like, I'm going to get hate for this, aren't I? Grain of salt. Take it all with a grain of salt, please and thank you. We all have differing opinions. We all like some songs better than others. It's fine. Ziggy Stardust is still a fantastic track. Only 5 more to go, and this time we're going with an album that I think is kind of criminally underrated from Bowie, and that is The Man Who Sold the World, and we're looking at the title track to that one, The Man Who Sold the World. Again, a song with many, many covers, more famously covered by Nirvana for their Unplugged set, so if you didn't know Bowie did the original, now you do, but chances are you already did anyways, it's fine. But The Man Who Sold the World in general for this particular song, I mean, it has like old school production to it. I mean, obviously this album is very old, the song is very old too, so it doesn't have like that loudness war quality to it, but like even then there's like a lot of textures and sounds in the song that just get all of their moments in the sun. I think it's very good. Everything just kind of shines through as it needs to and doesn't just completely overwhelm you. I like that. It's a well-crafted, moody track that just feels so good to have on like wherever you are. I don't think there's necessarily a problem with this song. But again, because it's moody, it can be hard to like drive it further into my list. And I'll say too, it's not like Black Star moody or anything, but I mean, because that's a whole different thing, and that is very, very sad. Whereas this one just feels like a bit moody and everything like that. But because of that, it's hard to drive it higher to the top of the list. So this one is definitely going to be a B tier album, but above Under Pressure for sure. Now finally to the David Bowie album that I have tied for first with Diamond Dogs. I love Diamond Dogs, but I also really love Scary Monsters and Super Creeps. And we have the biggest song from that particular album, which is Ashes to Ashes, of course. Again, another number of great covers have been happening of this song before, and it's just very memorable and everything like that. Definitely one of the more alien sounding Bowie tracks for sure. It's not like he has many of those types of tracks in his catalog at all, so this one is just like an anomaly or something. Sarcasm, of course. But it's a great track though. I mean, it's a bit moody, kind of like the other one, especially towards the end of the song as well. But I think it's a little funky. It's got kind of atmospheric vibes going on and everything like that. And I like how vocally it goes off in a few directions too, like Bowie's just kind of all over the place, but not too intense about it. There's just a lot to enjoy about this song, but again, it's one of those ones that aren't just the front of the line for me or anything like that. So with that, again, B tier, but this one's actually gonna go above The Man Who Sold the World, I think. Definitely better than that song for sure. Great to listen to, not as exciting as Let's Dance, not as I mean, it is well crafted. I don't know. This is just where I feel like it comfortably sits. We're moving on to Young Americans now, the album, and specifically the song Fame. Most people know this song is probably one of his funkiest songs, period, throughout his entire catalog. At least off the top of my head, I could be missing one or two for sure. But I got great memories of playing this one on Guitar Hero, specifically playing the bass portion of this song. If you know, you know, and it was the easiest 5 stars you'll ever get. But as I said, this one is super funky, kind of minimal overall in its presentation, but it still has some great moments all throughout it and everything like that, including that classic pitch dissension that you get towards the end of the song with the Fame refrain, fame, 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 fame. That's fun stuff. I like that. That's cool. That's memorable. But the thing is, yeah, there's not too much to take away from the song. It is fun, but there's not so much to pull from it. And it kind of gets a little old a little quickly to me. With that said, it's going to go in C tier, but above Modern Love. I would definitely choose this over Modern Love for sure. Second to last, we're actually pulling something from the Low album, which is amazing because I didn't think that something from Low would make Bowie's top streaming songs list, considering all the songs he does have. But Sound and Vision, so that's a pretty solid choice, because I really like the sound of this song overall. Especially that guitar riff too. I think that's a really kind of neat little sliding around type thing. I really think that's a lot of fun. But I think the problem with this one is it just feels very lackluster in the end. And I know the mood that this album was going for, and the whole Berlin trilogy thing, and where this sits in it, and Bowie's life at that point in time. But I don't know, just the song still feels a little lackluster. It sits well with everything else on the album though, don't get me wrong. It's a very kind of dark, moody album, but still with a bit of spark and dance to it. So it's weird to explain if you haven't listened to Low. You might know what I'm talking about if you actually heard the album. But as a standalone track, it's just missing a little something, so it's hard for me to get too excited about it. With that said, it is indeed a C tier song, but top of the C tier for sure. Better than Fame. I would choose Sound and Vision over Fame. Again, I love the sound of it, but I would rather just listen to this with the album. It works so much better that way. That song, Breaking Glass, fantastic. I actually really adore that one. To finish the list though, we are finally getting some love from Station to Station here with the song Golden Years. Personally, I think TVC15 is probably one of the better, if not one of the best songs from that album, period. But it's not on this list, is it? But Golden Years is still a fantastic track regardless. It's very, very funky, disco kind of bop and everything like that. So many good moments on this one, and especially with just the background vocals and everything like that. And just the way everything is constructed and laid out, and just the tone of everything is just so good. It's one of the best touches to the entire track, period. And it's just very fun to dance to, of course, as I already kind of alluded to it being funky and disco kind of bop. I'm thinking that this one has to be B tier. I don't know, it's not on the level of the other ones, but I'll put it in the middle of the B tier, right in the middle, right above Ashes to Ashes. Golden Years finds the B tier. Why do I feel like there's going to be a lot of people who don't particularly like this list? But I will state it one more time. I don't dislike any of the songs, including Rebel Rebel being down in D tier. Don't worry about that. I'm not so hot on it, but trust me, I wouldn't turn it off if it came on. It's fine. And it's on one of my favorite Bowie albums, period, so I'll definitely let it run its course. I'll put another graphic up on the screen here, too, so that way you can see all 16 songs on Spotify in the order of its popularity, and of course, to my own personal rankings that you just saw on the tier ranking list. If If you want a better look at that, then by all means, you can just pause the video and look at it. That's fine, because I need to wrap this whole thing up now instead of dragging it out too much longer. So thank you very much for joining me, hanging out, and checking out the best David Bowie songs that there are. Do you agree or disagree with me? What are your favorite Bowie songs? How would you rank this list? All that and more, let me know down in the comments below. Very curious to know. This is a new series I'm going to be starting on the channel. I don't know how frequent it'll be, but I have a bunch of artists that I want to do. Bowie just came up first because, I don't know, I flipped like a 30-sided coin and his name happened to drop first. So yeah, let me know your opinions down in the comments below. In other bands, you might be excited for me to do this type of ranking system too. And I look forward to doing more of these in the future. Don't forget to like, subscribe, rate, share, comment, and follow. All those things really help the channel. RateTheRecord.ca if you want to check out all those things and more. All the places you can do all those things. And of course, the RTR Club if you want to financially support the show. Again, RateTheRecord.ca. All that fun stuff. I'm done now, so one more time, thank you very much for joining me. Join me for another one of these. This was really fun, and I can't wait to do it again. So take care, friends.